Hello, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Collab Lab video tutorial. My name is Noah and today we're going to be going over YouTube. I actually did a YouTube workshop back a few weeks ago when we still had class, and I kind of touched on the uploading process to YouTube, going over the YouTube Studio beta and everything in that with adding descriptions and text to your videos. And then I also did a little thing on making thumbnails for your videos, which is really important when you are posting content to YouTube. So today we are going to go over all of the stuff that I did in that workshop, just so that you guys can reference this if you weren't able to make the workshop. And if you want to see the full iMovie tutorial, I posted that as well on our website, and you can check that out. I went over splicing the videos in iMovie and importing the videos, adding audio, basically just the generic stuff in iMovie that you can do to make a video. So with that, I am going to show you the uploading process in YouTube now. If you have not made a video yet, you probably want to make a video or have something that you want to post to YouTube. Here, I just took a 30-second clip of the video that I just did for the iMovie thing, and we're going to be uploading that. So the first thing you're going to want to do, which I did mention in the first tutorial in iMovie, is you have two options when uploading to YouTube. You can either save the file to your desktop through this and then upload through the browser, or you can go through YouTube, the little icon here, connect to your Gmail, and then that is a simple, easy way to do it, which is what I usually do. So you can go in here and play around with this. You can have the title kind of preset. You can go in and fix the resolution, which you're going to want it to be HD, obviously. You can change the category if you want it to be private, unlisted, or public. And yeah, then you would click next. And it's going to give you a little copyright claim, because if you don't already know, you can only use certain songs because they have copyright claims, and you could get in trouble if you use like Taylor Swift song in a video because you did not own the song. So you want to use copyright-free songs, which iMovie has some selections for things, as well as YouTube. So if you want to download stuff from YouTube, make sure that it's copyright-free, or you get the person's permission if you find something that you want to use. So we're going to click publish, and it's going to take it back up to the top right corner. There's going to be a little white circle, and this is going to show you the activity on what's going on. So right now it says that it's writing the movie, and it's going to take about a minute to upload, but depending on how long the video is or how much editing you've done in it, it's going to take anywhere from like 10 minutes to an hour maybe. It just depends on like how long it is and what kind of video it is. So if it's a 30-second to a minute video, it should not take that long, like it already has been uploaded. So we're going to click visit, and it's going to take us to YouTube, and I'm going to go through some stuff that is going on here. So with this, we're going to go to my channel. This is my channel. You can do whatever you want. Here you can go with this, and if you go to the YouTube Studio beta, which you can also access it by clicking your profile up here as well in the account. If you go, this is kind of the main menu with the YouTube Studio beta. I have a lot more stats because I post regularly. So if you don't post a lot, you're not going to have as much as I do. But this menu on the side is going to be all the same. So if you go over to videos and click on that, all of your content is going to pop up, and here is the video that we just were uploading. So you already have some options in here for different things. If you want to go in and edit the details, we're going to do that really quick. And this is what's going to pop up. If you're uploading through YouTube itself, I can go and show you that later, kind of how that pops up, but it's basically going to all be the same content if you were uploading through iMovie versus if you're going to upload through YouTube through the browser. So the first thing you notice is the title, which it's the title that we added in iMovie. So if you wanted to change that, you can change that here, but we're going to keep this. The description is basically just a summary on what the video is, or if you wanted to link someone or do something. So usually I'll be like, yeah, this is a video about iMovie tutorial. And then I'll link my Instagram or other social media, and here you can also link other videos if you want to promote something else. So that's always handy. Underneath this is the thumbnail section. So you can either have a pre-select thumbnail that they give you, which is basically just a screenshot from the video itself, or you can go in and actually upload a thumbnail, which this is where you would go if you want to add a specific photo to be the thumbnail. Next up, this part's really important. They actually just recently added this, and it's a pretty big deal because a lot of things have been going on with children on YouTube where predators have been watching, and YouTube is making every creator specify if the video is made for kids or not because they want to promote the video to only friendly people. So I always put no, it's not made for kids, because then my video is going to get promoted to a wider range of people. So that's usually what you want to do unless it is specifically made for kids. Next up is the tags. This is basically just a thing that you can put all of the different options for what the video is linked to. So like I said, this is going to be an iMovie video. So if you put that, it's going to link it with iMovie content. So it'll basically, if you search for it, it has a chance of being found because of the iMovie. If you go in and type YouTube or trending, you can do a lot of different options with this based on the content of your video. So next up, this over here on this side is a preview of the video. So if you click on this, you can see a preview of it. Up here is actually the undo changes and save. So if you ever want to go in and actually save stuff, you can click that and click save, and it'll save everything that you've done so far. Here is the link. It's right under the video right here. And if you click this icon, it'll copy the video link and you can share it with people if it's unlisted. Here is the visibility option, which lets you save or publish the video. You can make the video public, which is basically just having it live so everyone can see it. You can make it unlisted, so only people who have the link can see it, or you can keep it private, and which is only for you to see. And scheduling is another thing where if you want it to be at a specific time, so just say I wanted to post every Tuesday, you can have videos pre-filmed and pre-uploaded, and then it'll automatically upload it on Tuesday at a specific time if you don't want to go in and actually have to update stuff. Here is a playlist that you can add stuff to. That's very handy. If you make special, like a tutorial series or something, you can add all the videos to the same playlist. The end screen option is interesting. So here, you can actually add different clips at the end, which basically allow for a subscribe option or recommending another video option. So if I go in and do subscribe, it's going to add my channel icon at the end, and the user who is watching my video can click on this and then subscribe to me. So you can play around with this yourself. It's a little more advanced, but if you wanted to add a video, it'll add. You can either choose most recent upload, best for the viewer, choose a specific video. There's lots of different options with this, and then you can adjust down here how long you want it to be, and for where you want it to go. But it can only be at the end of the video. So cards are also interesting. Cards are what pop up in the top right corner of the video, and they're usually recommending another video. So if I go in, I can create a card, put my own video, and let's just say put it at the 5-second mark. Once the 5-second mark hits, right here, the eye is going to pop up with suggesting my video, and you can have that as well. So it's a good promotion tool for sure if you're trying to brand yourself and have other videos be used in your video, or have people go to a different video and watch it. And yeah, that's kind of the main menu option right here. If you go to more options, there's some other things, but this is all pretty complex and I never really touch on this. So yeah, you can go over to here next, which is analytics, and it shows you all of the different things going on with when you post a video, on the views and who it's reaching, which is super cool if you want to tap into that so you can see your audience, you can see the revenue, you can see a bunch of different options. Yeah, this is kind of self-explanatory if you're interested in analytics with things. The third option is the video editor option. This is for basically last minute edits. If something goes wrong and you have to take out a clip, so you can come in and actually take out a song that you put in that got copyright. If you want to add a blur to someone's face, you can do that. I don't ever really use this because I like to have everything ready to go when I upload it, but this is also handy if you need something to be changed last minute. Comments, if you click on comments, you can see who has commented on the video and such. Subtitles, I don't ever really use this. Monetization, you're not going to have until you reach a certain point, so I wouldn't even worry about that. Settings, you can add defaults with things, so if you always want to have certain keywords that are linked, if you always want to have a watermark, you can do that as well, which basically you can choose an image and that image will be in the bottom right corner of your video, and that's another way of getting people to subscribe to you. And yeah, you can have like default stuff so you don't have to go in and change that constantly, but I always am uploading something different, so you can have hidden users. I don't really know why these users are hidden. I think I had them, I think they were like on my live stream and they were like spam people, so. But yeah, that's pretty much that with that. And there's settings. Oh, that's what we were just writing. You can send feedback if something's going wrong with your channel and want to provide help with that. You can go back to the original Studio Classic, but this is what they support now. So this probably is what you should be using. And yeah, basically you can see all of the same stuff for each of the videos you've posted. So these are all kind of shortcuts in this menu, in the videos menu. This is the analytics one, this is the comments, this is the details, this is the monetization, this is the options. You can make it private or public here, and you can kind of just see like the basic generic stuff that's going on here. So let's just say you wanted to upload a video through YouTube. If you go to click your profile pic and then go to your channel, you can go up to here and do upload video, and you can do select file, and whatever file you have, you can click on that and then choose, and then that'll upload through this. So that is the other way you can do other than through iMovie. And then with that, that's pretty much it with the YouTube Studio Beta. It's nothing too crazy. It's pretty simple, pretty generic. Like I said, I did the iMovie workshop, which touches on a lot of the same video editing style, so go check that out as well. And then I'm going to show you really quick how to make a thumbnail specifically for YouTube. So what I usually do is I will go to the full video and I will find a certain clip of something that I really like in the video. So let's just say if there's a certain screenshot, if you're in the video that you think you look good or whatever, or if you have a separate picture or something that you want to use for the thumbnail, you can definitely use that. But for this, oh, excuse me, it's early. Anyways, if you're trying to screenshot the video, you're going to want to click Command-Shift-4 or Command-Shift-3, which screenshots the whole screen. And it's going to screenshot it. And you're going to exit out of this, and this screenshot's going to open. And what I usually do is I click on it, double click, open with, and then go to open Adobe Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, there is a free trial going on right now with everything going on with COVID, so you can play around with the Adobe suite if you do not have the funds to pay for it. Also, when school gets back on, we do have it on campus, so if you come to the Collab lab or any Mac desktop in one of the labs, there will be Photoshop in the Adobe suite that you can use Photoshop or any of the other Adobe suite products. So with this, this is going to be where we edit our photo. So if you haven't used Photoshop before, I'll give you a little rundown. Basically, all of the panels on the side are different options you can use for your photo that you're editing. up here is also the panel, which is important, which has different things like adding a new file, or placing different options into your photos. So also the layer panel is down here, which is important to keep in mind, because when you start adding stuff, if there is a certain layer that you want to be seen, if it's underneath something, it won't be shown. So the first thing that we're going to do is click the fourth the fifth icon down, which is the crop tool. And up here, we're going to go and type in 1920 by 1080. Now what this is going to do, this is basically the default YouTube thumbnail size. So if you don't have the photo not being the size, then it's not going to upload properly and it's going to give you complications. So you want to make sure that this is always the size. So we're going to click that. Or if we go in and we don't want the sides to be shown, we can click on this and drag this so that it fits only a certain part of the video. So there's that. We have this now and it stayed the same size. Another really common thing that people like to use for thumbnails is text. So if you want to add text, you can go to the T down here, and this little icon is going to pop up. And if you click and hold, it'll drag a text box, and you can start adding your text into this. So we're going to add iMovie tutorial, and you can go in, highlight it, kind of like in Microsoft Word. You can go to this right here and change the size. So if you want it to be bigger, you can change the font right here. And I always use Futura. You can go in and change if you want it to be bold or condensed, or depending on what font it is, it'll give you different options. If you want it to be centered, you can play around with this here. If you want the color to be changed, you can click on this right here and adjust it here based on the color you want to use. Or if there's a color in the video that you really like, you can go over and click the swatch in the color, just drag off of it, and it'll bring this little eyedrop tool, and you can actually use this for selecting a color. So then you'll click OK. And then when you're done with the text, you can actually go up to the check mark right here, click check, and you're good to go. And then you're going to see that the text is going to pop up in the layer panel down here. And if you click and hold and drag this underneath the photo, you're going to notice that it's not going to be shown. So you want to make sure that the text is always above in the layer panel. Another important tool is the move tool, which is the top tool. You always have to go back and select this so that you can click on whatever thing you're trying to select. So we're going to go in. This is our iMovie text. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Another thing that you can do is click Command T, and then that will let you go back and readjust the size. Make sure you're holding Shift so it stays the same. And we can go in and bring that bigger. Another thing that I also really like to do is I like to go to the rectangle tool option, which is this icon down here. And if you double click on this, you can have different options with shapes. But I will use the rectangle tool, and I like to draw a rectangle underneath it if the text is sometimes hard to read or something. And I will go in and add through this. If you click the fill option, go to this little icon, the little rainbow icon, kind of like what we did earlier, click and select a color, click OK, and it'll change the rectangle option to a different color. And I like to go back to the move tool. I like to have this be underneath the text if it's hard to read, so it stands out more. So we added the rectangle tool, but it's above the iMovie panel in the layers panel. So you want to make sure that you drag, click, hold, drag underneath the iMovie tutorial text. And then it's going to add your text. In the rectangle, kind of like what we did with the text, if you do Command T, you can go in and actually click and drag so that it's more even with things and that it's not as wide. And yeah, that's kind of the basics on making a thumbnail. Nothing too crazy. If you're trying to take something out of a photo, you can go into the patch tool, which is this one, double click and click patch tool, and you can go in and basically hover over something that you don't want in it, but make sure you're selecting on the photo in the layers panel, and then you can literally click, hold, drag, and it'll take something out. So that's also an option if you have acne or different things to play around with if you're trying to add that as well. So now after this, when your photo is totally complete, you will go to File, Save As. You can name it, so we'll do thumbnail. And then you're gonna wanna go to the format, click JPEG, because that is the photo format that we're gonna use today. And if you're not done editing your thumbnail and you want to go back into it, you can save it as a PSD, and that'll open the Photoshop file back up, which is the Photoshop, the top one. And then you'll click save, saving it to the desktop. And right here, it's gonna pop up thumbnail.jpg. And in this, we're gonna go back to our YouTube video, go to the details, and in this section, we're gonna click upload thumbnail, and we are going to click the thumbnail.jpg. And as you can see, it's going to upload here and change, and then we're gonna click save. And there you go, your thumbnail is going to be uploaded into your video, and this is what's gonna be seen. So yeah, I think that's kind of it on YouTube. There is a lot that goes into posting YouTube videos and editing, so be prepared if you are trying to make a content for YouTube, or if you're trying to just do a project for school and making it simple, still knowing the basics of how iMovie works as well as making thumbnails is important. We are all in the web chat in the Collab Lab tutorial online, or not a tutorial, just in the web chat through our website. If you are having problems with editing a video or doing anything, you can always come and ask us help. We are in the web chat from 8 or 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. during the week, during the online schooling process. So we are open to video chat or just talk through that if you have any questions in your content that you're making. And with that, I think we are done with this tutorial. I am also going to be doing a photo editing workshop soon, so make sure to look at that if you're interested in getting more in depth with making photos aesthetically pleasing for Instagram and taking away acne and such. And I hope you guys enjoyed this YouTube tutorial workshop, and I hope you guys are staying healthy during the situation.